What do you attribute your longevity to? I mean, you look great. I don't know what it is that you're doing, but you look really great, and you're a man that's like aging like a fine wine. So what is it?
I think, and how long do we have to talk?
However long as you want. I mean, ideally an hour would be great.
So I think where it all started was when I was having my issues with drugs and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but sometimes I like telling my story, right? And
I love getting into a story. I mean, that's what makes people interesting to me. I love, people have their ups and their downs and they go through their shit. And I know you've been very open about yours and you've written about it and you've talked about it. You were actually the very first person when all this stuff happened with John. You were the first person that messaged me. So I always greatly appreciate that. So I would love to hear more of your story.
Okay. So years and years ago, I had an injury to my knee, first time with Shawn Michaels, right? And this was like 96, I think. And I started taking, asking for a couple of Vicodins, some opioids, right? And
yeah,
those took the edge off, and I just kept working. You tape it up and you go, because back then we didn't have the doctors on call like we do now, right?
mm-hmm.
And Vince one night, he saw me in the bathroom popping a pill. And it was just me and him in the bathroom, and I was painting my face. And we had a conversation for about 30 minutes on why I should not do what I'm doing and get addicted to the things, because he's seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
And he's watched them come and go and die from him. He was really talking to me like a father figure, right? And I'm listening to him. I'm painting my face, and I'm trying to respect what he's saying and all that. But I was going to do what I was going to do. So then that too led to 4, 10, 20, 50, right? And
Wow.
you're out of hand. And then you have like 6 stints with WWE because there's no accountability, right? I can work hard, give my best in the ring, right? And then all the other stuff that's going on in my life, it takes over, and the depression, the drugs, and that's all I want, is to find my next fix, my next drink, my next 8 ball of cocaine, right?
Yeah.
So you mix in all these things, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And there's that downward spiral. Then you lose sight of, you have a daughter that is 10 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing this. So you're not in her life for a few years, which when I talk about this and my daughter, it always breaks me up. And I'm getting, but it's really tough to know that, you're so encompassed into taking drugs and alcohol and stealing from your parents just to find your drugs, right? I had 3 doctors.
Yeah.
I had 3 doctors. I had 2 pill ladies. I had a house paid for on acreage. I lost it all.
Wow.
Everything. I pawned everything that I had. And at the very, very end, in like 2008, I lived in a connected garage, 1 stall garage to somebody's house that I was renting out for $100 a month. And I had a microwave, and I had a bathroom. Lost everything. I had a little bitty Honda Civic car. Still trying to find things to pawn. Still trying to sell things and try to, steal from my dad. Hey, I need this for a bill or whatever. That's what I mean by stealing. Or my mom, and they would send me some money, right? And that would go straight to the pills, or straight to alcohol, or straight to cocaine.
Yeah.
And in 2008, I was really at the worst, right? It was a good 2 years of really solid, not giving a about anything or anybody, wanting to die, wanting to not feel anymore, wanting to not be around anybody anymore. I had my wife, and she was with me. She wasn't an alcoholic. She wasn't a drug addict. she stuck with me, right? And she stayed beside me the whole time. And the last 2 years, I didn't go anywhere, you know, I didn't want to do anything. And I was up to 80 pills a day.
Wow.
For the last couple of years, I was up to a half a gallon of vodka every single day and an 8 ball of cocaine every 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was taking. So
Does that just like lay you out all day?
no,
Obviously.
no,
No.
I like to go up. I did not like to go down, right? And painkillers had that effect on me of going up.
Mm.
It would start to die down. You take more and you take more and you think you need more, but you really don't. And, you know, all the excuses for, oh, it's for the pain and this and that. It's all bullshit. You don't,
Yeah.
you're up when you're up, right? As bad as I was. I didn't know I had a problem.
Yeah.
And the last, the straw that kind of broke or whatever was, I was laying in bed and I was really drunk and I didn't get drunk. Okay, so something was wrong. Taking so many pills or whatever, and I was so dizzy it wouldn't stop. The next day, the same thing. Try to drink, try to take pills, more stuff to kick you out of it. Nothing happened. The third day, I was laying in bed, and I don't know if it was. And I remember my wife, like, I'd get up in the middle of the night, so I would take all the Vicodins and stuff and Lortabs during the day, cocaine, vodka nonstop, and then take Xanax to come down at nighttime. Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
They're very hard to come off of, and they'll kill you. I was up to like 8 or 10 of those, the big ones.
Wow. Holy.
I would wake up in the middle of the night and she would look at me and I would pop 2 more thinking I can't sleep when I was just asleep, right? Or then I would get up and I would go in the little kitchen area, the kitchenette thing that I had, and I would make a pizza. I was 300 pounds, right? That's all I did was drink Mountain Dew and vodka and eat pizza constantly. That's all I did. And that's when I real late at night like that. And then go back to bed, wake up, take more pills. So the third day of that little downward rock bottom, I guess, divine intervention or something. It was 3 a.m, raining outside. My dad had given me a prepaid cell phone. So I had a cell phone. It was a flip phone, but it was like, whatever. I didn't use the internet. I didn't use anything like that. So I woke up and Terrell was laying next to me and I say, I've had enough.
You take your time.
I told her I'd had enough and I wanted to go call my dad.
Yeah.
So I'm really up and she's trying to help me outside because there's no cell service and I have to crawl up on a hill to get 1 bar. And I crawled up on the hill in the mud and the rain and she's helping me and I'm stumbling and I'm crying and I'm just a mess, right? And I get on the phone, I get a bar and I call my dad. It's 3 a.m. He thinks something's wrong really bad, which it is. But, you know, when you call you that late, it's like, what the happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just told him, I said, I want you to call WWE and get me into rehab. I want to go to
Yeah.
rehab.
So he took control from that point and WWE stepped in.
He called Ann Russo, who was there at the time and in charge of the rehab stuff and getting them to rehab. And I love Ann. Not that day, but the next day, they got me a flight to Fort Lauderdale or West Palm. And they were really worried that I wouldn't get on a plane.
Yeah.
You know, I'd made my mind up, but I understand why they were worrying. That didn't stop me from loading up. I loaded up as much as I possibly could. I got on my first flight, loaded up, got on the, the layover in Atlanta, loaded up, and down to West Palm. Pretty shit-faced. And the guy picked me up in the car service or whatever and took me, and I was like, stop at the store, I want to get a 12-pack. So stopped at the store, I got a 12-pack. I drank about 6 before we got to the place. And I don't remember anything else. I had 8 days of medical induced detox. I don't remember those 8 days, right? And they weaned me off of the things professionally, right? Because when you drink that much alcohol, it's dangerous as fuck. Just to, they would get honor that feeling, right? Or that but I was pretty out of it the whole 8 days. I don't remember like going through serious withdrawals or shakes or whatever. I just remember at the 2-week point, I couldn't sleep.
You're getting like the restless leg and getting all those kind of things that come along with it.
Restless leg sucks.
Yeah.
Doing those and your mind's working, right? And then 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, you see for the first time in a long time. Yeah. And your parents come visit, your wife. Everybody knew you were so fucked up, but you didn't know what kind of pain it caused them, right? Certainly didn't know what kind of pain it was causing me. We don't know. We don't know when we're too far gone. Yeah. There's no, hey man, I can do this. I can do this myself. It is impossible. It is impossible for anyone that hears that. If you are bad off, man, you need to seek help. But it only works when you're ready. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, because people have gone to rehab many times that we know. Yep. And they've gone back and back and back and back 10 times, Yeah. Weren't ready. I was ready. So I made the decision once they got me pretty cleaned out and I started seeing some things for the first time, right? In a long time. Made the decision to like stick to it. And there were several things that had to happen for me to stick to this. And that was, number one, I had to take care of my recovery first before my daughter, before work, before anything. So of course I'm automatically going, hey man, I need to do this with my daughter. I need to do that. I need to find a job now. I need to do this. I'm clean, whatever, right? I'm not. Yeah. Not there yet. It takes a long time. So for 2 years straight, I went to AA meetings, and I missed maybe a handful over the 2 years. And that's what did it for me. Yeah. I mean, that worked for me. When you sit in these rooms, right, and you're scared to share, you don't want to say anything, but then you see somebody that is fresh right out of, a 3-day detox, and they're up still, and it puts perspective for you, right? And then you got people in there with 23 years of experience or 30 years of experience, and they're like the leaders or whatever, but it's like, you see this person up, and it's like, damn, I was that bad. I was like that not too long ago.